Alright guys, time to talk about HBAR or Hedera Hashgraph on the channel for the first time since October the 28th. That's this candle right here, and you can see guys, this got a rejection right on this trend line, and basically we got several more rejections along the way. The last rejection we got was November the 11th, and right now we're not even close to this trend line. Now we do have some news that we do need to talk about here. We do have today, about 4 hours ago on CoinGecko, it's reported that the developer activity is surging on Hedera, so this is pretty good. Also, there's Wrap Bitcoin live on Hedera now, so this is now official as well. But if you go here, guys, there's just a lot of news about HBAR. This is a very active project. It's one of my favorites, guys. And yeah, let's go back here to the charts. Now, it did just barely hang on to staying into this little Fibonacci level here, this kind of orangish Fibonacci level, and basically got a bounce off the lowest level here. So that's a good sign. We did not dip back into this low level here, and unlike many other cryptos that have, dipped back as far as that. Now, looking at the volume profile of HBAR, you can see that the point of control is almost at 7 cents right here. That's this white line at about 6.8 cents. And right now, we did get a bounce off this candlestick right here, this volume candlestick. This is the fourth largest volume candlestick, it looks like. Unfortunately, since the summer, though, we have lost this kind of speed bump, we can call it, and we do have to work our way back up. Now, once we get above about 27 cents, it'll be a lot easier to move up here. There won't be so much volume in the way, people trying to take profit and people just selling break even. So that's what we're looking for when we're looking at the volume profile, guys. Now, when it comes to the Bollinger Bands on a weekly time frame, you can see they are quite wide here, and basically it's not pinching together. So not much as to the price action from the Bollinger Bands on a weekly time frame. Now, the daily time frame, it's pretty much like an intestine, like I usually say, guys. Not really pinching, although you do have this blue line coming down. This bottom side here is kind of moving away. So, yeah, we do need this to come back in and pinch, and then maybe we'll get some price action. But Bollinger Bands-wise, daily and weekly time frame, nothing is really helping this price action move up. Now, considering the RSI and stochastic here, it is actually moving down on both the RSI and stochastic on the monthly time frame. Not looking too good for HBAR, at least on that. The weekly time frame, though, looks like the blue line wants to kind of stay in this oversold territory here, but it is fairly low, so I do think it is going to get a bounce here shortly and cross this red line once again. Now, the RSI is kind of sloped down just slightly here. May tick up, though. We may get, momentum to the upside with both the RSI and stochastic, I do believe, shortly. Now, the daily time frame, also a little bit oversold here. Pretty much at the same level like the weekly time frame on stochastic, we should say. RSI also moving up pretty heavily, so I do think daily and weekly look pretty good right now. The 4-hour time frame, getting a little bit overbought here. It's overheated, we can say, and just about to cross this red line, probably to the downside. Now, RSI can still move up, of course, but that's kind of conflicting signals here, so that's not good, I would say. 1-hour time frame, already moving down on both the RSI and stochastic pretty heavily, and they are both overbought. Now, the 15-minute time frame, the RSI was overbought just shortly ago, moving back into this neutral territory, but headed down pretty heavily here. Stochastic looks kind of like it's about to start ticking back over here, curving back over. But let's see, it's still moving up pretty heavily, and it still has some room to grow. So basically, the weekly and dailies look pretty good. The 4-hour, though, let me put this on the 4-hour and get rid of these guys. I don't expect a rocket ship here, for example. I don't expect to really break this yellow trend line today. Probably some of these lower term time frames need to kind of reset, and then probably we make an attempt here at about 17 cents to break. And, if we were to, just kind of estimate where it's going to meet this trend line, I would say it's going to meet it somewhere maybe over here at about the 18-cent mark, if some of these indicators can reset. Now, looking at the MACD, it's always the last indicator that we consider on this channel when we're looking at altcoins, guys. This is not good actually on a monthly time frame. You can see this blue line is crossing this red line to the downside. We are getting a red month here. So maybe this can be avoided if this, monthly candle will work its way back up. It's possible, but right now it looks like it's about to cross, and that is not what we want. Now, you could kind of have a fake out like here. If I zoom in, you will see that a little bit better. But basically, you have a couple months of red, and then it rocket ships up. So again, this could happen. Now, on the weekly time frame, MACD, still pointed to the downside. So momentum, at least on monthly and weekly time frame, at the moment appeared down. It does have dark red here. This is not good either. And let's go to the daily time frame. The daily time frame does look a little bit hopeful here. The blue line is just starting to curve up. We do have some light red candles here. So I do think we're in for a green period, at least starting on the daily time frame soon. And, eventually the weekly and monthly will come around too. Now, like I said, there's a lot of news about HBAR, so check out this section in CoinGecko. But if we go back here, guys, it's up about 12%, 12.5% today. And it is the number 31 overall project. Look at my overall average cost here. That might be about right. I think most of my HBAR was bought around 4 cents. Of course, I've been staking it for, forever, and I don't count probably this staking reward, so it's probably even lower actually. And max supply is 50 billion. Now, when you have such a supply, it's something like ADA or Tron or XRP. They have a very big following. Usually, when I do these videos on HBAR, they get quite many views, I should say. So yeah, the circulating supply is mostly out there, although they can dilute another 7.5 billion tokens, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I do think those tokens will get eaten up, just due to the sheer fact that there's a lot of followers of HBAR. Now, all-time high, 57 cents. That's about 4 years ago. I remember that's 75% down. That's actually not too bad. So keep that in mind. Most projects are even down 80, 90%, especially at this point. And to only be about 75% down right now, really, that's good, I can say. So, all-time low if you bought it about 6 years ago. If you bought it under a penny, you're still, up about 1,300%. So that's pretty nice as well. Now, we do need to take a look here at Bitcoin, guys. It is actually just under about 87,000. And if I put this on a 4-hour time frame and we go out, let's zoom out here so you can see this just a little bit better. If we go to November the 11th to now, that's about 12 days ago, you can see it's been pretty much respecting this trend line. We did kind of have a breakout on the 20th, about 3 days ago on Thursday. Failed to keep it though, and we dumped quite a bit, all the way down to, what is this, about $80,500. And now we're starting to trend back up. So, on a weekly time frame, let's just look at it like this. Now, we are hanging on to $86,284, but you can see these weekly candles have been very ugly for 4 weeks in a row. So, yeah, let's see what we can save tonight. The weekly candle is closing tonight, so let's see. I at least hope we can hold on to $86,300. That would be, worst case scenario, I hope. But never know. Now, one thing I do need to warn you about, guys, is the CME. Now, it did close at $84,600. And again, I did say that we're near $87,000 right now. So, if you were a betting man, you would probably bet that this is going to dump at least probably starting tomorrow. So, most of these gaps on the CME do get filled, guys. I think it's something like 99.4%. That was some statistic I heard several months ago. It's just an insane statistic. So be very careful, guys. If you were going to long or short, you would probably want to short this move starting now, especially if it's at 87,000. And you would short all the way down to about 84,600 before closing that and seeing which direction it still wants to move. Now, there's no guarantee. We could create a gap and it never gets filled, so that is not financial advice, guys. some of these gaps, just they never got filled. I mean, there's a gap down at like $9,000. It will never get filled, guys. Now, before I go a little farther in this video, guys, you can claim some bonuses on my favorite crypto exchanges below. We also have Moodix here where you can get a free 7-day trial. And if you're looking for a cold wallet that's about to start paying you back, the CypherRock X1 is here, and they're about to start airdropping within the wallet, I have been told. Now, it hasn't started just yet, I think, but this was about 2 weeks ago, and they told me that they were going to start airdrops within the wallet. So you can get 17% off your order today if you use my link. And if you want to, you can follow me on X here. Now, jumping over to Ethereum, it is also getting a little bit of a bounce here, but yeah, we are just barely hanging on to this Fibonacci level and staying above $2,755 basically. We do have this trend line that goes down here where you can see we do need to break this trend line, kind of like HBAR. We have to break the trend line and work our way back up. Now, last Sunday to Monday, we dropped below this 3450, so this was valid for last week. So actually, I should probably delete this now. But anyways, this was pretty much the line in the sand last week. So we are in a short-term bear market, I would say, maybe a mini bear market, which means 2 or 3 weeks, I would say, but a short-term is probably my guess, where it's going to be at least maybe a couple of months trending back up here. Now, looking at the Bitcoin monthly returns, we have minus 21% for November. Not the worst November we have ever had. That was actually 2018. But the average is about 41% up, and the median is about 8.8% up. So we are way, way down from that. And unfortunately, it's looking like we're going to have a red month for November. It's still not over. We still have about 7 more days. So let's see what happens. Now, I want to look at the total market cap here on a monthly time frame. As you see, it's gotten many wicks below along the way, and this goes back to September of 2023. And we still have time. Like I said, we have a week to go. We pretty much need to get above, let's just say 3.14 trillion to be sure here. And this would basically just be one big giant retest and hopefully a continuation. Now, if we go to the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, we are actually making higher lows along the way. I have marked this off, and the market structure is still intact. You can see the low here in about November of 2022, December of 2022, and then January we start to go up. We also have this, higher low, higher low, higher low, and higher low. So basically 5 higher lows along the way so far, and the market structure is not broken yet. Now, one bit of hope we do have for altcoin holders like you and me is this head and shoulders on the Bitcoin dominance. We do need to break this neckline though. Now, this is just an approximate neckline. It's really hard to say where the neckline begins here, but we do have a shoulder, we have a head, and we do have this right shoulder still forming. Now, we are getting a green candle today, but of course, there's never going to be a perfect shoulder or perfect head. You can see these wicks here to the upside. It's like you have, I don't know, some pimples on your shoulder or something. But these, they don't really count for much. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't break the structure. Yeah, we are well on our way to making this right shoulder still, I would say. Now, looking at the USDT dominance, also on a monthly time frame here, you can see that the trend line here has held this down. We still have about a week to go. We do need to get below about 6% here, and this would just be another retest, but we do kind of have like a inverse head and shoulders here. So maybe it has reached the target now. Maybe we'll start trending down once again. Hard to say. But yeah, I just need to point that out. Now, the altcoin season index is at a 43, so it's a little bit lower than yesterday at, I think, a 45. If we go to liquidation heat map, basically $210 million have been wrecked in the last 24 hours, so that's pretty tame. Fear and greed still in the low levels at 13 here. Next update in about 9.5 hours. And guys, the bull market peak indicators is now starting to trend up. This was at a low of 41 something just yesterday or the day before, so now it's starting to go up here. But the Pi cycle top indicator is still quite low. Economic calendar for tomorrow, we just have industrial production numbers, so nothing too special here. If we go to crypto bubbles, though, it's looking pretty good for the day. Most things are up between about, let's say 7% to 15% or so. If we go to CoinOndo, you can stake your Hedera, and you just have to search for the deals here. And there's 13 results. And guys, if you like this video, Like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends. Like I said, check out some of those deals that I have below, guys. It really helps me when you use my links. And guys, I will see you in the next video.